Live. Hello, folks. How's it going today? I'm here with the one, the only, the illustrious, if you will. What kind of other titles do you have, Caleb?
My first Gen Con.
Yeah?
I ran into a guy in line who saw my badge, and he looked at me and he's like, "Are you the Caleb Grace?"
The Caleb Grace. We spoiled it already. It's Caleb Grace, folks. Lead designer on the Lord of the Rings, the card game, and has contributed quite a bit of work, I would say, to the Lord of the Rings, the living card game, which you are seeing before you. That is right. This is Lord of the Rings, the living card game, the first ever digital LCG from Fantasy Flight Interactive for those who are just joining us. And I'm here with Caleb Grace to talk a little bit about some design work. Caleb, how you doing today?
Doing well. Thank you.
You excited to be here?
Yes, I am.
Oh, awesome. Well, we are excited to have you here.
Thanks.
So what we're going to be doing today is just basically we're going to be going over some of the details of the game and how is this going to change from the tabletop to the digital realm is basically the one question that I really want to ask you and that we can answer as we keep on keep playing today. Could everybody hear Caleb's okay? Is his mic sounding all right?
Can you move this over so I can see the comments?
You may. I will absolutely move that over for you.
Thanks.
There we go. Caleb's going to be taking a look at chat, guys, today, and he's going to be answering your questions too as we continue to play the game. So today, Caleb, we have shown them Quest 2. We've shown them the first 3 locations of Quest 1.
Okay.
But today we're going to be showing them Quest 3. So that's the
Awesome.
third leg, and I'm very excited to bring that to you guys today for the first time. All right, let's jump in.
I love the comments.
Yeah.
Just taking over every media outlet possible.
You can never get enough Caleb Grace. That's what we always say. As a reminder, guys, before we get started here, we're not going to be streaming next week because we're going to be off for the holidays. But there will be some extra content going up in its wake. So keep on watching for that. That'll be incoming. Caleb's voice is not, in fact, in the game at all. C-Stan. Thank you for asking, though. Consider that.
There's still time.
Yeah,
we made later expansion.
Hey, that's what early access is for, right?
When
folks?
we finally put Sauron in the game, I will be the voice.
All right, well, let's jump in here. So we are going into the third quest here, Lost in Mirkwood. So we've already escaped the giant spiders, and we find ourselves lost here in Mirkwood here.
Let's slide that over just a little more, please.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm losing the last part of the sentence.
Yeah, you got it?
Yep.
Cool. All right, folks. Yep. So if you're just joining us, we're showing you Quest 3, which is the third one within the first campaign of the game. We're going to be showing these for the first time. So let's go. And I've got the starter deck pulled up here now. Caleb, did you put together this starter list?
I did.
Yeah.
Yep.
And kind of what was the idea behind this this list here? Because to me, it sort of plays as like it's more of a mid-range strategy. You know, you're setting combat, but you're also setting questing. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. Well, you only have the 4 heroes to choose from, so ultimately it was just eliminating one of those, and then you're grabbing all the cards from the 3 spheres you did choose plus Gandalf. So I opted not to go with Spirit for the first one because Spirit feels a little more specialized here with questing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And doesn't have as many answers to the enemies. And so I wanted to make sure the deck for people first play is as robust as possible.
Yeah, and kind of combat oriented too, because that first quest seems very combat focused, I would say.
Definitely.
Yeah, totally. Well, let's jump in. And we're playing on normal here. We got the tiered difficulties involved. We're also going to be showing you guys something special for the first time. I have a favor card today to show you. So we're going to kind of be showing you some of the functionality and how that plays in the game. So yeah, I know a lot of people have had a lot of questions about favor cards, not only here on stream but on social media as well. So we'll be able to show you those for the first time. So let's let this text take over. Can you guys hear that background noise? Okay.
Discovering the way out may be your greatest challenge yet.
We are going to, in fact, have more than just the core set available because there will be the set of Valor cards as well as the hero packs. So our card pool at the beginning is actually pretty robust, and you'll be able to try out a bunch of different strategies between that. So I'm going to turn up the audio on the game a little bit because some people are having some trouble hearing it. And we're going to jump in. Okay, so we've got our first hand here. And our quest, I believe, our quest here is to overcome the follow the stream. So we've got to get past this objective somehow. So what do you think for this opening hand, Caleb?
I like it. Well, I bet we could. I'd mulligan away the axe hand for now.
Yeah, I feel so. I feel the same.
Oh no, not the warden.
Oh, you want to keep the warden?
Well, we got a gaining strength in hand.
So you think we can get up to those 4?
We could get warden out first turn if we want, or well, what do we have out there? We got the spider, the bear, the bats. Tell you what, I really want to see sneak attack, but let's do it later.
Okay.
Let's mulligan that. Let's mulligan the axe hand, and What are we digging for? Probably a Galadrim Archer if we could find one.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind drawing some cards with Mithrander's Advice either.
Yeah.
If we could find
all right,
one.
all right. I'll give on the Warden. We
Okay,
can
that's
let
fine.
him go.
We'll look for an attachment too. Maybe we can buff up our Gimli here. All right, let's jump in.
How about a lot of advanced warnings instead?
Yeah, that sounds all right. So yeah, guys, this is how a favorite card works. If you've got one in your collection, it'll show up right after you resolve your mulligan. Now, I can either choose to grab this favorite card, or I can just hit skip and move on. And you see the ability on hitting cache it. It's basically, it's action to gain a resource. So it's actually exactly the same as gaining strength, right?
Mm-hmm.
But even if I wasn't playing the leadership sphere, I would have access to this card, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, so can you talk a little bit about favorite cards in terms of how they balance the game out?
Yeah, so the main idea here is just a little extra help. And so I know some people are worried that maybe it's like a kind of like a cash grab. It's not true. I'm the one who gets the money. It's all for me. So no, not really. You purchase these with Valor, and they're really something like, they're like refillable. So if you have the extra Valor it's a one-off, but then you can just buy right back. And the idea is just a little boost at the beginning of the game. It doesn't count against your deck limit, and you can only ever have one. So if the more you add to your collection, then the more will pop up at the start, and you can choose, do I need that extra resource right away at the jump? Do I want that 4-cost ally out turn 1 guaranteed? Or do I want extra card draw? Or I don't remember what they all do right now. But it's basically that effect. It's just a little bit of a push at the early game. Or you could hold on to it and maybe see, like, do you need it later in the game? Because if you don't use it, then it'll be there for you next time.
Okay.
So just by adding it to our hand right now doesn't mean that we've used it up.
Well, let's keep it for this game, and we'll see if we can play some of these advanced warnings.
Yeah.
We power those out, right? That's all right. Grab that. And you see it's just added to the end of my hand there, and I draw my card for the turn anyway. Okay, so we got our first move. So let's take a look at Sauron's row here. We see 2 objectives. We've got Follow the Stream, which allows us to travel down to the forest stream, but hang on, we've got another important one with Climb the Hill, and that allows us to travel immediately to the bare hilltop. So this kind of branches out depending on which objective I choose here, right?
Yeah, I'm glad we're playing this one today, because this is one I'm pretty excited about, that the first 2 have a pretty straightforward progression, whereas this one, the story is you're lost in Mirkwood, you're trying to find your way, you don't necessarily know which way to go, so we're just gonna kind of play through it and see where we end up.
Yeah, okay. Well, we've got those, but we've also got some enemies in our way. Before we can do anything about these objectives, we're probably going to have to deal with this giant spider, who's 2/8 Sentinel. Sentinel means that we can't attack other enemies, nor can we complete objectives before they are defeated. So we're going to have to get rid of this beefy boy pretty quickly here, even though it's got 8 toughness, which is going to be a little bit difficult. We've got a Black Forest Bats, which is just a 1/1/1. Not really too much of a threat, but it can exhaust one of our heroes. One of the things is that on attacks, the characters exhaust when they receive damage, right? So if we spend our whole turn stacking up a character, there's a good chance that it's just going to get shot down by Sauron, right? And then we've got the Wild Bear, who's got both Pursuit and Stalwart. So Pursuit means it's going to follow us to the next location, and Stalwart means that it gets basically, the first time it's attacked, it doesn't exhaust, so it doesn't follow that rule. But with 3/4 for 3, this thing's a discounted, definitely a discounted enemy, and we're going to have to watch it and make sure we get it off the board.
Yeah, before we move on, C-Stan asked a good question there about, can we see the cards when we're doing a mulligan? I don't know if we can or not.
That's an excellent question. That's actually a feature that we're working on implementation. We've had a lot of similar feedback to from our QA and other people who are playing the game, and that's something that we're working on. That's true for Gandalf's effects too, when you have to choose
somebody
Gandalf.
else it was.
Oh, yeah,
like
look at that.
McDog was asking that too.
Yeah, totally. So we're going to make sure that you're going to be able to parse the board when you're choosing those effects. That's something that we're definitely thinking about as well. Thanks for the feedback, guys. So let's get started here. How do you want to start this round? We got our 3 resources. We've got a pretty full board here.
Yeah, I like the round shield. Whenever I get that, I want to play that.
Yeah, okay.
I usually like to put that on Aragorn myself.
Okay.
Because he has that extra action if we need. Being able to attack multiple times is great, but of course the drawback is that he takes extra damage.
Yeah.
So the shield can help offset that with the block 1.
Yeah, good call. That's also going to completely negate the bats if they attack, because they've only got that 1 attack. So basically they just completely bounce off Aragorn if they go after him, so that gets rid of that option. We've got 1 resource left over. We still have our favorite card, which we could play, and our gaining strength, so we could go up to 3 this round if we wanted to. Or we could just play 1, get out of self-preservation, or even get one of these advanced warnings out of our hands and onto the board. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't see anything that I feel like we need to gain the extra resource for at the moment.
Okay.
My feeling is drop the advance warning since we have 2 in hand.
Yeah.
Someone was asking if we can play both at once. I actually don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Maybe we should try that and see if it triggers.
I don't know if I want to spend the extra resource just
Yeah,
to find out right now.
me neither right now. But if we still got it up, we'll see if we can stack them up.
My guess is that you wouldn't want to play them both at the same time because they'd probably both trigger off the next enemy that entered play.
Right, that's also true, yeah. The unique icon's been in here. We had it on Wednesday's stream as well, but that is something that we've recently added so that people can take a look at that. For people who are asking about the level on a card, those are going to be integrated into the deck builder because the only time it actually affects, the sphere level actually affects the games when you're building decks, which is separate from the tabletop game where you're pulling resources from different spheres, right? So that's kind of a change we made to streamline the game a little bit. All right, so with that
that's probably
done,
the change that I'm most excited about.
Yeah, why is that?
On the player card side. Well, just because every rule you introduce is another step that people have to take in order to learn a game and start playing. And the resource matching was just one of those extra rules in the tabletop game that once you get it, it makes sense and it's great. But when you're first learning or trying to teach the game to someone, they're kind of like, wait, why can't I spend from this guy? And so it's kind of nice to do it all on the front end, to front load the deck with like, now it's a deck building restriction. Then once a card's in your hand in this game, you can just play it. You don't care what sphere it is.
So that's part of kind of making the game more accessible, but at the same time, that's a decision. That's a decision that a player still gets to make. Okay, so let's see. So the bear went into Arwen there, exhausted and dealt some damage. We've got 2 attacks on the board
Aragorn
here.
does not like that bear.
Yeah, no, that's not.
He's not happy with that bear.
He's
at all.
not happy. We'll have him go after him in a second here.
So this is something that I've noticed. We don't have an option to pass here, right? We got to do something.
Well, we could end the phase.
Well, we don't want to end the phase
yeah,
prematurely.
no.
So here's what I'm thinking we should do, because what we really want, if we can swing it, we want that spider to attack Gimli.
Right, and get the trigger off of him.
If we get lucky, right? So my thinking is, let's play that gaining strength now for our action to stall a turn.
That's a good call.
So let's do that, gain that resource, and then maybe we can use Aragorn's ability to ready him later. Oh man, everyone's trying to take off Aragorn.
Yeah, that would probably be the exact opposite of what we did. But I didn't even think about that, using that extra action in order to bait him into an attack. Because a lot of the times when I'm playing Gimli, it's like a weird game of chicken, where like I don't want to activate him until I've got the full power from him. But yeah, good call. Well,
we're gonna have to make an event at some point that just gives a character Sentinel like for a turn. So you just play it on Gimli and just be like, bring it.
Yeah, bring it on.
That'd be dangerous though, like every enemy attacking Gimli.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, well let's sick Aragorn on that spider.
Okay, let's do it.
No one's. Well, the bat hasn't gone yet, right?
The bat is not. The bat has not attacked yet.
So maybe that one will attack Gimli.
Well, let's send Aragorn into the spider for now. And the bat goes after. Well, because of that shield that was on there, it didn't deal any damage.
That's
but,
something.
At least that's something here.
Right.
All right. What do you think? Should we just go in with send in with Gimli?
Yeah, there's nothing left to wait for.
Yeah, we might as well just do it. All right. Baruch Kazad indeed.
Even if we readied up Aragorn here, we wouldn't be able to kill it.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth the resource.
Well, however, if we get lucky, top deck that archer, then we could finish it off with a single shot.
That's a good point.
Are we saving that resource for anything else? It doesn't really feel like it.
No, because we want to play the veteran axe hand next turn at the very most, if we don't just drop self-preservation.
Yeah,
so.
let's ready him up.
Okay.
Then that way, whoever he attacks, that spider, whoever it attacks next, will end up killing itself.
Yeah, we can guarantee it'll die next round if we do that. So then we can end the phase here, I think.
There you go.
All right. I think Arwen's probably going to heal herself.
Yeah, that's a good call. She took a lot of punishment that first turn.
Arwen, heal thyself. All right. Ooh.
Oh, but he's exhausted.
Yes, that's true. But I don't think that we've seen this enemy on stream yet. So let's take a look at it. Though. Yeah, the Warg Riders, they have pursuit, and they give each other Orc pursuit. So we've seen that ability on the Orc Hound, but I don't think we've seen it on the Warg Riders here. With this 3/5, these guys are pretty beefy. They're going to be kind of hard to get through, I think. But we're going to have to take them down before we move on to the next location, or else they're going to follow us to there.
There's an interesting question there from, I don't know if that's Ralan or how to pronounce that, but it says, why not allow the players to declare defenders? That's a perfectly fair question, and I want to respond to that because part of what we're trying to do with this game is let Sauron be his own player. So that when you're playing the game, it's not just like you're playing solitaire where you get to decide and control everything of who attacks when and who defends. Like, that is a feature of the tabletop game that's great in the tabletop game. But here, Sauron has a mind of his own. So he's going to attack whoever he wants to attack, and it's up to you to figure out how to respond to it and protect your characters.
Yeah, part of it is not, like, the player has a lot of control over how they react to things, but because Sauron behaves on its own and behaves by his own rules, too, there's a lot of things you have to take into consideration when you're playing against him, I think, and that's one of the strengths here.
Looks like the spider got an attachment. What happened there?
Let's see what beefed him up here. Creature of darkness, so it has threatening now.
That's okay, because he's going to die before the end of the round.
Yeah, and I mean, we're sitting at 31 threats, so we're okay so far here.
Yeah.
Have you seen the feature tracker yet, which we've got implemented?
Oh, I see the arrow. Oh, nice.
Yep.
Nice. Last time I saw it was just sort of out there.
Yeah, no. Now you can you could take a look at how some of the combat's played in these past rounds, what Sauron has played.
Across there too. That's cool.
And like always, guys, everything that we show is a work in progress, not a final product. So, we're still playing around with a lot of these things, but we wanted to give you an idea of some of these features as we continue to add them to the game and see how it evolves. Even from, last week's stream from now, there's been a lot of new stuff. So what do you think? We can draw some cards. We could play an axe hand.
Yeah, let's draw cards first.
I love drawing cards. You know that?
In a card game, it's a good thing to do.
I am a big fan. All right. Well, we got a caregiver who could heal up one of our characters here.
I think
Warrior Sword.
Arwen likes the sound of that.
Yeah, I think she probably needs it. I just don't want, 2 attacks to come in and then she's toast in the second round of the game. That's no good.
You need not worry about anything.
I mean,
that was great.
I love it.
Don't worry about anything.
Yeah, he's got it. Okay. Those are our resources, so I think we end the phase. Either that or we could spend our hidden cash here and then play a Warrior Sword either on Gimli or Aragorn.
Okay, so a Warrior Sword on Aragorn would give him the ability to one-shot that bear.
Mm-hmm. Which remember, he's very angry at that bear still for attacking Arwen.
Well, I'm for it. So he's got a shield. It feels incomplete without the sword.
What's a sword without a shield, right?
So there you go. That's where the Valor card, if you want, it gives you that ability to say, all right, I want to load up this turn.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a real simple effect.
Yeah, that's the benefit of favor cards. That's how they help you. And we've got the sword on Aragorn. Then he's loaded up, sword and shield. What's better, right?
To rock.
All right, and
I love the art on that Warrior Sword.
I know, me too. That piece is pretty recent, and I think I said the exact same thing on Wednesday's stream.
That just makes me very happy
every
time I see that.
Me too. For people asking, there will in fact be restricted attachments like in the physical game, so those will be based on things like traits, spheres, other things, and there are attachment limits. You can have one of each type: special, armor, and weapon. Correct?
I believe so.
Yep.
Is there a separate slot for item, or did they get married with special? I can't remember.
I think item and special are the same.
They are the same now. Okay.
Yep. Okay, so we can end the phase there.
Cool. I think that's right, because I think we talked about 3 attachments is probably enough.
Mm-hmm.
For each character.
Let's have Arwen send to the spider here. You think that's correct? That way we can maximize if Gimli gets the boost.
What was his first move there? I missed it.
Oh, he attacked.
Oh, the bear mauled
the bear.
Definitely.
Yep.
Oh, awesome. Tim just chimed in to say definitely the 3 types.
Yep. All right. What do you think?
Sorry, I was just right. There was a.
The bear mauled the caregiver.
No, I saw a question in the. How can you see the weapon type? That was the question I saw. So can we highlight Aragorn again?
Yep.
Yeah. So the traits should be down at the bottom there.
Yeah, I don't think they're implemented yet,
but
they'll be implemented in the same way that the traits are on Aragorn.
Correct.
Here. So you see on the box down here, or even on the enemies here.
So that's your answer, guys. The trait box will eventually be implemented on the attachments, so you'll know which is armor, which is special, which is a weapon.
Yep. Okay. I think that we'll send Arwen into the spider here to clear it off, since she's got the 1 attack.
Yep.
We'll have Aragorn finish off the bear. That ends that.
Get what you deserve.
This Wargry. Oh, has he already attacked?
He's exhausted because of our preparation.
That's right. We advanced warned him.
Right.
Well, that's good.
I think Gimli should hit him anyway.
I agree.
And then Aragorn can maybe finish him off next turn.
Yep.
We are taking some hurt though.
Yeah, this is a lot.
We need to play that self-preservation next turn.
Yeah, we've held out a little bit too long, I think. All right, let's end the phase. I think we're going to be climbing the hill this round. if we can.
So that's another question from C-Stan about one trait per character. That's correct. And in this game, we chose to just focus on one trait per character. It's another way we're kind of simplifying. It's also has to just do with real estate on the cards in the screen. So characters will just be mostly their race, whether they're Dunedain or Gondor or, Dwarf. So you won't see like warrior trait or ranger trait.
Interesting. We drew another self-preservation, so if that's not an omen,
the game is trying to tell us.
Yeah, if that's not an omen, then I don't know what is.
See, I think we need to play it on Arwen.
Yeah, I like loading it on Arwen because then you can target her abilities. The only thing with that is then, if she goes down, then you lose both her upkeep ability and that.
Aragorn's not going to let that happen.
Good point. Let's load it up on Arwen then. Get that on there, and that'll be good to go. We have one resource left. Should we drop out this advanced warning just in case?
Or we could save it to use Aragorn twice. I'd rather kill more enemies this turn.
I feel the same way. Okay, and let's have Aragorn finish off the riders.
So I feel like I missed something again there. Sauron goes first, right? What did he do?
Yeah. I don't know. He must.
Pass?
Yeah, he must have passed.
What were you thinking, Sauron?
All right.
Let's not attack with Arwen again.
Okay.
I think. Well, at least. Oh, maybe we should. Okay, I'm sorry. I forgot. The goblin has stealth, right?
Yeah, the goblin sniper, bane of my existence.
We can't attack it until we kill the bird.
Penguin, the goblin is foggy currently because it has stealth. It has the stealth keyword.
Oh, someone's asking about can allies have attachments? Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, sometimes loading up. That's the way to win is putting a warrior sword on a dwarf axe hand or something like that.
So I take it back. We definitely want Arwen to attack that bird so Gimli can hit that goblin.
So he can finish off the goblin sniper.
Yeah. And we'll have a clean board.
What is it gonna lose? Yep, there we go. And it's down. Okay.
All right.
We could use an activation. I kind of just want to save our resource.
Yep,
what do you think?
agree. We're not going to clear it this turn. So, yeah, I like the idea of just saving it.
Okay.
And Tim wanted to chime in again and just remind people that all the visual effects are still a work in progress.
Like everything that you're going to be seeing, guys, these things are works in progress. So we're going to be... Oh, looks like we're a little out of focus on the camera here. I'm going to focus this back in.
Gimli definitely needs
We've been moving around here. Okay. Yeah, I think we should heal Gimli up. Yeah, we're a little out of focus on the camera here. I'm going to try to...
It's hard to capture all of my presence.
That's what it is.
I haven't built a machine can do it yet.
Yeah, apparently. Let's see if that works. Usually
Electron John made it back in time to heckle me.
Us in here.
Bring it.
All right, let's put... You want to put a self-preservation on Gimli here?
Yeah.
Man, we are still...
Gimli or Aragorn. It's got to be somebody.
Self-preservation up on...
I think the camera is just trying to remind people they should be looking at the cards and not us.
Yeah, apparently. I'm blown away by this. This is strange to me. Okay, that's fine. Let's end the phase there. Either that or we play advanced warning.
Let's get that advanced warning out. That really helped us out with the orc.
It did. That's true.
I suppose if we hadn't, we could have played Gandalf next turn, but
that's true.
It seems too early for me.
Yeah, a wizard's never late, so.
Oh wow. Aragorn's getting down there too.
Yeah, that's not good.
What does that bear got on him then?
Threatening. It's
okay.
got the threatening keyword.
Gimli's got the answer for that.
Yeah. Threaten this.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. And now we can finally work towards the objective. Now that we've got a clear board.
There you go.
We'll get that done. And the phase. Yeah, guys, our willpower is not showing up on the board currently. That's a bug that we're dealing with right now.
Oh, that finally the archer shows up, like, 4 turns too late. Wizards might arrive whenever they mean to, but that archer, right. I got words for that archer.
Yep. All right, let's...
Oh my gosh. Oh,
it doesn't matter who we put it on at this point.
I think, Gimli probably needs it more than Aragorn, because Aragorn at least has the block.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we're definitely getting down there.
Okay. Advance warning exhausts our archer there.
Yeah.
That's fine. And we lose some resources because our horses got spooked.
I have a love-hate relationship with this objective.
Really? Because I have a hate relationship with it.
Yeah, no, I absolutely love the theme of it. Like, doggone, it ran off with my resources.
I know.
It always catches you just when you're like, oh, I needed those. But then it's such a cool little side story of, I had to chase it down to get them back.
Right.
It is kind of a cool feeling, too. It, like, forces you to save.
Uh-huh.
So it's like when mom took your allowance away, and like, but then you got it back. You got double next week. Yeah.
Are you associating Sauron with your mother?
Close enough.
There's some Freudian things going on here that I don't think we're prepared for on this stream. All right. Well, we don't really have anything we can play because our horses got a little too scared. We could play the archer, but
no, let's save it.
I would rather not.
Well, the good news is that goblin got exhausted already.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just kill it with Aragorn. We'll just take 1 damage because he's got block.
Uh-oh.
Oh, did we crash?
I'm not sure. We're going to find out. This would be an excellent time for me to try to adjust the camera, though. Let's see if we can get that in there. Look at that. We're all in the... Oh, no, not right away. Oh, jeez. Okay, there we go. Down on the bottom... It's still happening. Down on the bottom, for those asking, you can see where the phase is currently in, usually on the button here. And we're currently working on implementation for that as well. But in the future, that'll be there. But currently, it looks like we've had some technical difficulties with the game there, and we are currently crashed, is what it looks like to me. So you want to back out and try this again?
Absolutely.
Looks like that's what we're going to have to do here.
We'll just call that a practice run.
Yeah, dude.
We do that in the tabletop all the time. You forget a rule and you're like, okay.
Time to move back. Well, we were doing so well, too. That's the thing.
We're doing so well that Aragorn had 3 hit points left.
Come on now. You want to jump back into that third quest again and see if we can finish it? That's kind of what I want to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let's do that.
Hopefully that won't bug out on us again, though, because that would be a bummer.
That would be a bummer. We had to enter the scoop phase there, folks, which I am no stranger to.
Everyone who's ever played the tabletop game knows about the scoop phase.
Well, especially with that event at Fellowship, too. Some people were having difficulty with that, finishing.
Yeah, we can answer some questions here while we're
absolutely.
There. So, Engage is asking, what innovations did the digital curriculum allow for that excited surprised you? That's actually a tough question to answer. I'm trying to think, like, what innovations? I know I talked about random, and then everybody was like, boo, random's bad. Like, I personally got kind of excited about random, but, in a controlled way, obviously.
And to me, it's like the spirit of how sneak attack works, where it is basically about, somebody jumping out and helping you. That's where random belongs, if you know what I mean.
Well, and I also I guess I'd say I do like that, like earlier someone was asking, like, can we choose our own attackers and defenders? I actually like that Sauron is more of a true AI and doing this, because one of my challenges as a designer for the tabletop is trying to simulate that AI, but with less control, over how the encounter deck works. It's sort of like I can put it all together like fireworks and then launch it off, and you hope it goes off the way you want.
Yeah.
Where here it's like players really have to respond to what Sauron is doing. So that to me is pretty exciting.
Okay, well, it looks like we're not going to be able to get through this. It looks like we've got a crash on the mulligan here again, too. Let's try to jump into Quest 1 and see if we can get there and take a look at that.
Well, I just want to tell everybody in the chat, this is my fault. This is what I bring to the game every time I try to play.
So what we're going to do now is I'm going to reboot the game real quick. So we're going to jump over to this fancy slide. Everybody can still see us. We got a little bit bigger there, and we'll reboot real quick here and get back started.
All right. Well, we'll take some more questions then.
Yeah, this is the perfect time.
Okay. So what was the conversation like when they told me about the digital game?
Yeah, I'm very curious about this as well, Caleb.
Well, that was actually a gradual conversation, because I actually knew about the plan for a long time before I got involved. There's been a number of people who have made some serious contributions to this game at every step along the way. So I was actually brought involved after there was the first working prototype. I think I talked about that at the announcement. And so my reaction was a mix, I will say, of obviously I was very, very excited. More Lord of the Rings content is always good in my mind, and especially being inspired by the game that I work on was exciting. And then I was just a little nervous of like, well, I'm going to be working on this thing, but is it going to be the way that I would like it? And fortunately what happened was when they brought me in, the game that they had was already very cool. And then I was able to give some feedback for things I'd like to see more of or less of and tweak it a little bit. And people were very responsive to my feedback, which made me feel very good. And I think it brought about ultimately everybody's contributions all together brought about a stronger game. So
Yeah, absolutely.
it's been a positive process all along.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not just, you know, the FFG polite answer. That's the actual truth. It's been a great process. It's been challenging at times, but it's been awesome.
I mean, it's been exciting for us too. I mean, I can't think of a better game for us to be working on than for our first game than Lord of the Rings.
Oh, okay. So someone's asking about, I love the randomness about shadow cards, adding an element of surprise to combat. In other words, like when you choose someone to defend an enemy attack, you don't know necessarily what it's going to be. Any chance of adding similar elements? Like, absolutely. The sky is the limit for what we can do with this game. So shadow cards, we've obviously we've changed up. Like, you know, now Sauron gets attachments, just like players get attachments, and so that's what you saw in the spider and the bear earlier, that Sauron was playing attachments on them. But as far as, like, you know, could we add some kind of surprise, like I'm going to attack this enemy and I don't know what's going to happen for sure when I do? That could be a specific enemy's ability. You know, there's all kinds of things that we can do, and I guess that's another thing that I'm really excited about this game, is that
Yeah, absolutely.
we have only begun to scratch the surface of what you can do in a digital game.
Yeah, totally. Which is exciting for us too. All right, well, I jumped back in. We got into this first location of the third quest once again.
Nice.
And we had a pretty good opening hand. We got 2 advance warnings again, of course. Why not?
We are very, very warned.
We are so warned and so advanced. That's true.
Yeah.
We got a sword up on Gimli there too that I just threw on him. And I'm going to put a self-preservation.
Yeah, we're gonna learn from
our mistake last time and put this on. Who do you think we should play it on here?
Well, if Gimli's got the sword and he's gonna be taking the hits,
Just make him the combat loaded
Yeah.
up. Okay.
Oh, and in case anyone wants to know, that healing, then the self-preservation, that would be an example of a special attachment.
Yeah, that's a good call. All right, and we're good there. All right, the bear goes after Aragorn this time.
Nerd Meets You is wondering how much it's going to cost to get all the cards available at launch.
So yeah, we're
Is
not
that
ready.
something we've talked about yet?
No, we're not really ready to talk about
Okay.
exact pricing. But you will be able to earn Valor cards using Valor points. You'll be able to earn hero packs the same way with Valor points. So even if you don't spend cash in the game, you can get your hands on basically the whole collection. And for early access, we'll have 3 tiers of entry for that. That'll have some extra items as well. But we'll be able to reveal more about that in the coming months here, in the coming weeks even. Alrighty. Should we gain strength so that we can bait the attack here, or should we just go for it with Gimli? What do you think?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got 2 gaining strength in hand.
Might
Why
as well,
not?
right?
Yeah.
Okay. Advance warning.
Did he pass his turn then?
He did, yeah.
Oh, okay.
He
doesn't want none of Gimli.
Yeah,
He's like,
no,
"Mm-mm,
he is
no, I'm
wise
good
to
right
our
here."
wise to our tricks at this point.
Yeah.
Send him in, I guess. At this point.
Might as well.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna do much better here. And we can either advance warning, we can attack with Arwen.
Well, I don't think we can play advance warning in this.
Oh,
phase,
you're right, because
that's-
it's a preparation, not an event.
Well, actually, that's that. Go ahead and try. I'm
See if we
curious
can. Look at that.
because it is an event.
Yeah, it's technically it's a preparation event
Yeah.
card, so we're able to play it during the adventuring phase here.
Okay.
Cool. I think we can either attack or we can just end the phase here.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about attacking with,
Me neither.
with Arwen.
I think it would just end it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, folks. I had the audio in the game turned down. Let me turn it back up for you. I had it turned down while I was getting us back into the this location. So it should be turned up and you should be able to hear it now. Just okay. Perfect. Okay. And let's heal up Gimli. Oh, I probably should have pointed that at Aragorn. I forgot he had his self-preservation on. But that's okay. We'll buff him as much as we can. We've got some wargs come out. I don't think these...
Wow. Sauron just played a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, he's dumping his hand when he can.
Stealing our resources again.
I think these wargs are new too. I don't think we've shown them
Oh,
yet.
do they have a keyword we haven't seen yet?
Aggressive 1. So what does aggressive do, Caleb?
So aggressive 1 means that the wargs will have 2 attack when it attacks, but only 1 attack when it defends. So this is just a simple way in which we change the behavior of enemies depending on whether they're more aggressive, like the keyword, or more defensive. It also incentivizes you to go after them, before they get to attack you. So just experimenting with with some ideas here.
Bad dog indeed, huh?
Yeah, so I think there is a counterpart to this keyword, and I believe it's called counter.
That's correct. Yep,
Yeah.
and we've seen that before on the spiders. There's a spider that has sentinel encounter, so we've seen them before.
Yeah.
All right. So we don't really have much to play other than we could gaining strength and play a horseback archer, but it's probably going to go down this round if we do, and then we won't be able to take advantage of the ranged ability.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad guys out there.
There's a lot going on here. We're going to take a lot of damage.
We may just want to throw that archer down there anyway.
You think, just to absorb the attack?
We can always hope that his first attack is against anybody else.
That's true. That's very true. Let's do it.
Yeah, I think the other thing I'm thinking too is like if we don't play that archer, all that damage is going on our heroes this turn.
Yeah, but I mean we're out of cards now here, that's tough as well. Hopefully we draw some.
Oh no, of course, straight up. Hey, look, he at least took the bear with him.
Yeah, at least it took something down, correct? Right. All right.
Ouch.
Yeah, that hurts. That hurts a lot. You send Aragorn into the Sentinel Spider.
Yeah, might as well.
All right, let's do it. Okay. Ooh. The bats.
They just don't want none of Gimli.
They really don't.
We gotta kill that spider though.
Let's get him. Poor spider.
Now, did he pass again?
He did on that one.
He is intimidated.
Yeah, he is.
Let's start getting our resources back.
Okay, let's do it.
Rivendell!
Let's go send
for all those cards that are not in our hands. We'll have plenty of resources.
I love the idea of as we're fighting, Arwen runs out after the horses. Like, we gotta get them back.
Yeah, Tales from the cards. Sauron gets 3 resources every turn as well.
And objectives like rescue the horses, when it says each player, that refers to cooperatively. So those are players versus Sauron. Sauron doesn't gain those resources from us rescuing the horses, just us.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if we were working cooperatively, both players would get those resources. There's the Ithilien Lookout.
Oh, that's good. We need another ally.
Yeah. Creature of Darkness attaches to the warg.
Oh, is he milling our deck now too?
Yeah, with a Cursed Forest here.
Who made these cards? It's brutal.
Yeah, who's responsible for that?
I blame Luke.
Yeah, it's me, folks. It's all me. Okay, so we can play the Lookout here. We could play Advanced Warning. I kind of just want to play the Lookout and get more on the board so that we don't have to worry about our heroes taking as much damage. Let's do that. And let's move into the adventuring phase.
So Vivi is asking if we can show some cards we haven't seen. That's what you're seeing in the quest today. If you mean player cards, I don't think we're planning to show the additional content just yet.
Yeah,
we're just
I
playing
think
with the starter deck.
I think we have. Yeah, we're going to be showing the starter cards from the core set today. People are asking about placement of cards. I would say that within the core set, that's not something that we've really played with, but that's design space that we are thinking about.
Oh, absolutely.
So that's my coy answer to that, I would say. Let's have Aragorn take down the warg here.
I like that plan.
Yeah.
Oh, the bear didn't want to attack.
Well, let's get our resources back.
Definitely.
And...
hit the bear.
Yeah, hit it. Hit the bear. When in doubt, hit the bear.
We should also play Advanced Warning.
You think so?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, because I think Sauron's probably going to be able to play.
Especially like, Sauron has saved a resource, so there's always that chance he might play something big.
Yep.
That'll be his whole turn just shut down by the Advanced Warning.
Yeah. Get ready for us to lose the top 3 cards.
Oh, the red ring around the enemies just shows which enemies have been used and which haven't yet. So if it has a red ring around it, means it's still active and it might... am I right about that?
Yep, that's correct.
Okay.
Yep, you got it. We could either heal up the Lookout, who's probably going to go down if it gets attacked anyway, or we can heal up Aragorn, who could use...
I would heal Aragorn.
Yeah, I agree.
If that bear attacks the Lookout, the extra hit won't matter.
Here's another objective for us to deal with. Every ally that we play is exhausted immediately.
Yeah. That's going to make life hard. I say we still play him. We'll have him out next turn.
This Ithilien Lookout?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's all we have.
Yeah, why not?
What we need is a Gandalf or a Mithrandir's advice.
Yeah, we really could. Drawing 3 cards sounds pretty great right now, so Gandalf would be more than welcome. All right.
Looks like that bear still doesn't want one.
Chooses not to attack again. Seems wise.
You know what? At this point, I feel like might as well let Arwen get revenge from last game.
Yeah, let's do it.
She's got the hit points to spare right now.
For Rivendell.
That's
there we go.
Know your place, Bear.
So we're not going to be able to clear one of these objectives within one turn because they're both at 6 and we haven't progressed them at all.
I think we want to get rid of the exhausting allies when they come in.
Oh, you think so? Okay. Yeah, let's do it. I was going to get rid of Accursed Force because it feels so bad to lose cards, but you're probably correct, I think. So let's clear
We
it.
can really only get rid of one of them, can't we?
Yeah. Let's clear that. Then Gimli comes trotting along with his 1 willpower and says that he wants to help with the objective somehow.
Might as well.
You know what we could do? We could get rid of both if we activate Aragorn with our 1 resource, and it looks like Vegicide just caught on to that ability too.
Did we already put one on the highlight the other one that's milling us? I forget how much.
We haven't put anything on it.
Oh, but it
It's
only
3.
has 3.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's
so
do it.
we could clear that.
Let's kill it.
Good eye, Vegicide.
There you go.
Clear that. There's that.
Awesome.
Okay, so now we're ready to go into the round and we can travel. And I think we're going to climb the hill.
That felt like a good turn.
Yep, I agree. That was definitely a turning point. Let's heal up Aragorn.
Yeah, I agree. Let's get that self-preservation on him too.
Yeah, that's a good call. There's the Warg Riders, and
And
they are
it's
exhausted.
yeah.
Wow, second verse, same as the first.
Right.
A little bit louder, but not any worse.
That's annoying that he has pursuit though, because otherwise I'd be tempted just to run.
Right, I would just go. I mean, he'd be exhausted and we wouldn't even have to worry about him, but because of that pursuit, we have to get him off the board.
Well, you know what's
before we move.
interesting is, so, I mean, he is exhausted, so we could just advance and he'll follow us. So we either deal with him now or clear the location and deal with him next turn. Yeah, maybe now is better since there's no other enemies on the table.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, well, he's not going to get an attack, so
Yep.
we can just attack in. And last one on, well, we'll have Aragorn clear it. That way that we don't lose one of these allies. Or we
Yeah.
could sacrifice the one with only
No,
one.
Aragorn's got the
Self-preservation.
No, so let's go ahead.
Good call. Clear that out.
I like the death cry.
I think we clear the objective this turn then.
Yeah,
Because these are all 2.
My vote is maybe we don't travel. Oh wait, no, this one's different.
Yeah.
When you clear this, we advance immediately.
Yeah, you travel immediately with
I'm
this.
not sure we want to.
Why's that?
Well, if we wait 1 turn, we'll heal a total of 3 damage across the board. And there's always the chance that Soren will play something without pursuit that we could just run away from.
So you're thinking that because he only has 3 resources, what he plays can't really be that dangerous? Or?
That's you cross your fingers and you hope. You
Okay,
know?
well, I'm okay with that. Let's do it.
I think we're looking low on hit points, so I think maybe waiting a turn and healing up. Yeah, there's my sneak attack.
Let's heal Aragorn there.
Agreed.
Get him up to. Yep, and he plays 2 of the flock.
All right, yeah. See, I think this worked out good because they do not have pursuit,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not really afraid of them.
Okay.
So yeah, we hold on to that sneak attack.
End the phase here. They send in, so we lost a lookout because of that, but that's all right. And let's travel.
I told you to heal that lookout. You didn't hear me.
You did.
Play the tape. Just kidding.
Roll it back. All right, and we move in. We've got a little bit of text cut off here, so we can jump ahead of this text.
You know, I spent time writing that, and you just skipped it.
And we just go through it. Like, can you
Cuts.
believe it?
It hurts.
Well, let's look at what our objective is here for this location. Overcome advanced, or we can overcome the search. So we actually have another 2 tiered. So basically, we went down 1 branch, and now we're encountering another 2 branches here, where we can take one of these.
Yeah, so if people didn't catch that, you know, at the setup there, you had initially 2 choices to either climb the hill to take a look around, or what was the other one now?
To follow the river.
Follow a riverbed. You're trying to find your way out of Mirkwood. So we chose to climb the hill, and now that we're up on the hill, what have we seen? What were the 2 that came up?
We can either investigate some smoke that we saw in the distance,
Mm-hmm.
or we can search for a path to try to get out of the forest that way.
Cool.
Yeah. So I'm not sure what we're going to do, but before we decide on that, we should probably get rid of these pursuing Warg Riders, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Well,
so what I like about this quest with that is normally, like you said, you click the travel button to advance after you've unlocked it. But in this one, it's whichever road you choose, you immediately, once it's clear, you go on to the next one. So there's a little bit of a branching path here. It gives it some replayability.
yeah, and it's kind of like we're trying to it simulates being lost in a dark forest, right? Like, because you're trying to find your path. Okay, so we can either play out the guard, sneak attack, or we can sit on our 7 resources.
I always like playing Guard of the Citadel when I draw him. That Sentinel is
Yeah,
awesome.
he's awesome. Absorbing an attack is so good, and getting in a damage. I was using them to great effect against the counter, the enemies with counter, because since they have the one, it's a great way to, you know, kind of deal with that, counter the counter, if you will.
I'm glad he went with the wargs first. That means he can save us from the rider this turn as well.
Yep.
What do we got over there? Reduce each player's hand size to 5.
That's not much of a problem right now.
I think we're just going to let that sit for a while. Have you talked about the hand size limit already?
We talked about it a little bit yesterday. Do you want to talk about it a little bit, or?
Well, just that. What is the hand size limit? I forget. Was it 7 or 10?
I believe it is 7, or it's 9 actually.
9. Okay. I'm glad we have our coworkers
to help us out with these facts, as we're balancing a lot of plates here. But yeah.
So cutting it from 9 down to 5 can be really bad. It's just the timing here is not bad for us.
Yeah. People asking about card backs. We'll have a bunch available, including, I don't think it's too early to say that we'll have the card backs from the tabletop game available if you want to play those.
Cool.
You'll be able to do those as cosmetic items. So we can finish off the warg here with Gimli, or we could have Gimli and Aragorn team up against the warg rider.
Well, so the warg rider is going to take 1 damage when it attacks.
That's right.
Guy.
That's right. I didn't even think about that.
I like having Gimli just crush the warg.
Yeah.
Just get it done.
Smack it on the head.
There we go.
There it is. And if it's going to take the 1...
Has Arwen gone yet?
Arwen has not gone yet.
Let's have Arwen start making some progress.
Okay.
So which way do you want to go? Do you want to do this investigate smoke? I kind of want to investigate the smoke.
Me too. I mean, if I see fire, that's what they say about smoke. When there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it could be a good thing. It could be like a friendly woodman village, and they're cooking dinner, and everyone in the chat's like, "Caleb, you're full of crap."
And we can either have Aragorn work towards the objective.
So the rider skipped his turn.
The riders are skipping. Yeah, they don't want to go into. They don't want to crash into this guard of the sentinel.
He's scared of that guard.
Yeah, look at him. He's intimidating. This guy's got a sword, armor, a helmet.
No doubt.
What could you want?
Let's have Aragorn make some more progress. I like it.
Okay, I'm into it. Cool.
I don't know. That's fine for me this turn.
Yeah, I'm fine with it too. We'll go up to a lot of resources.
Oh
here.
wow, our threat's getting up there too, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Let's heal Aragorn again.
I like it.
41 threat.
Oh, there's a bear.
Yeah, there is.
So one of the things I actually really like about the digital game is just highlight that bear real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And like this for me this is an exciting enemy, and it doesn't take a lot of text. Just right there with pursuit and stalwart, you're like, okay, this guy is a force to be reckoned with.
Sure.
And of course, we're going to do more interesting effects than that too. But that's one of the things that I like is that you know stuff like that just makes it really fast and easy to play.
Yeah, I mean it's an easy card to parse, but it does complicated things within the system. You know what I mean? And
yeah, exactly.
The computer's taking care of a lot of that bookkeeping. Which
plus, I love that art. That is one angry bear.
That is a mean bear if I've ever seen one. All right, we can either play the archer, sneak attack, or just go on to the adventuring phase.
You almost want to save the archer for when I know we can just pop off one of these guys for one hit.
I definitely want to save the archer. Part of me is starting to want to play sneak attack.
Yeah, I kind of want to play sneak attack in the phase, in the adventure phase.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Okay, the bear comes after the sentinel.
Let's play sneak attack now. Hopefully, draw out the rider. Maybe one of these enemies will finally attack Gimli. Oh, he just got us another sentinel.
Yeah, I sneak attack. The one dies, and then the other one jumps out of the tree to join us here.
There you go.
I'm okay with that. So we could attack with the sentinel here, or we can just leave him.
I think he'll kamikaze himself.
Yeah, exactly.
On this guy. So
exactly.
Let's have Arwen make some more progress.
Okay. Let's figure out what that smoke is, and we travel. So that the warg rider's going to be following.
I didn't realize we were so close.
Yeah, no, the warg rider's going to follow us to the abandoned village here.
Don't you dare skip my text again.
This one's complete, so that's fine.
Tired as you are from your long journey, one last push is required to find your way out of Mirkwood.
So this looks like it's the last location then in this this adventure, huh? Okay.
Oh no. I thought for sure it would have been Woodman inviting us to dinner. That is a lot of orcs.
That is a lot of orcs.
This does not look good for us.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hey,
about
Mithrander's
that.
advice.
Yeah, well, at least we get to draw some cards. Let's heal up Arwen with her own ability there. Some wargs here.
I hope Mithrandir's advice is to find Mithrandir.
Yeah, invite me to the party is
Pretty
his
please?
advice.
No.
Well, that helps. It's something.
Yeah, we both.
Okay.
Yes, each location has its own background art.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite features of the game is how it draws you into the environment.
Yeah, there's something about this game that is, I mean, there's obviously the tabletop game is immersive for its own reasons, but I would say that the digital game is immersive for entirely different ones,
Yep.
you know, and part of that is those strong visuals. All right.
Yeah, it's absolutely fair to say that each game has its own way of drawing you in, and this is a very visual medium, so it makes sense to
Yeah, absolutely.
highlight that. Yeah, I like it looks like there's some broken boards and columns and stuff. That's always fun for me as the person who wrote some of these descriptions to see like the remnants of maybe a woodman village or something.
It's coming alive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah.
So there were woodmen at one point. I think we know what happened to them.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that maybe they got their hands on that. Let's take a look at them. Yeah, people asking about the objective. Great question. You know, you can always check up on the top to see what it is, and it is to defeat the last enemy in play to complete the quest. So
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, no, not a big deal, right? We can do that. Oh man.
Well, at least we have enough resources to play absolutely everything.
Yeah, let's dump our hand.
I don't know. I'm still tempted to hold on to that archer though
until
for
it can
the right
pick
time.
something off.
Yeah, maybe. So what do we got on our heroes now? I just want a refresher. We got
Yep.
self-preservation on Aragorn and Gimli. Is that pretty much?
Yep,
Oh, we
and
got
then a
the
warrior sword.
Let's throw that shield back on Aragorn for those extra actions. I have a feeling he's going to do some work for us.
Yeah, he can. Those points start to add up once you're doing
Yeah.
multiple attacks with him. So the shield is really, really strong on him, I would say.
Let's get the axe hand out there too.
Okay.
And then yeah, this turn's going to hurt. Let's take a look at those enemies close up to see what we got.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. So we've definitely seen these elite orcs. They show up a lot in that first quest.
Vigilant is brutal.
Mm-hmm. And 3-5 is not.
Right.
Those are not stats that are screwing around. The orc marauder. Excuse me. Every time he attacks, Sauron gains 1 resource.
Oh gosh.
So
There you
we'll
go.
see more on the board.
Yeah.
Veteran Patrol, 2-4 with Sentinel here. East Bite Patrol, 2-2. No
Okay.
text, but, you know, another orc.
It's not too bad.
Yeah, something to worry about, though. Warg Riders, we've seen these guys. They followed us, of course.
Did that bear chase us too?
I don't think the bear chase. I think
No,
this
they
is a
played
new
another
bear.
one?
I think we killed its brother and it's come back for revenge. So here
No,
we
it does
go.
have pursuit.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Look at that. I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's.
think
the
I gave
same
you
one.
bad advice when I was like, "Oh, have armor." I didn't realize that she was about to clear it.
No, I feel you. Yeah,
Definitely
that's.
should have taken care of that guy before we moved on.
Hey, that's all right. And then we've got the wargs here.
All right, well let's roll the dice and see what happens.
Okay. No attack.
You're kidding, right?
No attack.
I think Soren took a nap today.
Yeah, what's going on? That's all
I'm
right.
gonna talk to Soren
Well-
later.
Well, we'll see. Okay.
We still have maybe his feeling is like, hey, look, you got to kill all my guys to beat the stage.
John just said.
Come get
John just said we brought a bear to an orc fight. All right.
Oh, is that Beorn in the chat? I wasn't sure who the Grey Company was.
Just a little bear humor for you there, folks. All right. What do you think? We've got a sentinel to clear out before we
Oh
can
my
start
gosh.
sending our attacks in.
Let's have Aragorn take out this guy. He's gonna mitigate that damage pretty
Yeah,
well.
he'll only take 1 from this.
I just say, yeah, finish it off with the axe hand maybe.
Yep. No attack. We can finish off the bear here.
And we have to defeat everybody, so yeah, I
Yeah,
think we
we
want to
might as well.
maximize our actions.
And
Oh, you know what? Let's have Arwen ping that East Bite Patrol for 1.
okay.
Finish it off with the archer.
Oh, good call. Yeah,
And then I say that's it, right?
that's that phase. Yep. We're at 46 threat here.
Hey, I like to see that warden when I'm sitting on a pile of resources.
Oh, hey, man. Welcome to the party.
Just reading. Why the long pause? I see what you did there.
There's barely any enemies. Chat's getting punny. Let's play them both, I think.
Absolutely.
Get the warden out, hey.
We might do this yet.
And the archer is going to attack the East Bite Patrol here.
I love her line, like I could shoot you in the dark.
I was just saying that that's my favorite. I think I say that once
Yeah.
on every stream at this point
You
because
have
it is
to.
so good. Okay. There's those attacks.
Okay.
Hmm.
We need to lock down that elite will go to orc before it triggers its vigilant.
Oh, good point. You know, the thing is, it's like we would be fine if we didn't have 2 5 toughness enemies on this board.
Well,
you know?
the warden can handle it.
Okay, let's do it. Let's send him
He's
in.
got it. He'll survive.
Get him.
Ooh.
Okay. That's
Okay. So who's still up? We got the rider in the middle and the bats. They haven't gone yet.
Yep, that's right.
Okay. How about we just have Arwen take out the bats?
Okay, sounds good to me.
She can hold her own.
Mm-hmm. The wargs finish off. That's an okay trade though.
Yeah.
I think we'll be okay.
All right.
You want to have the axe hand finish off the marauder?
Yeah, they can trade, I suppose.
Okay. There it is.
That is a good death cry.
It is so good.
I think we would need to ready up Aragorn. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Gimli's still ready.
Yep, he is. But we just readied up.
Oh,
That's fine.
That's fine. Yeah,
We'll
I was
take it.
just
We've got plenty of time.
Gimli can finish off that elite.
Yep, let's hit him. And just our war riders.
So
left.
if Aragorn hits it first,
Mm-hmm.
then the archer will hit it without taking the damage.
And that's because the archer has ranged.
Heck yeah.
My arrow flies.
Boom.
Oh, they actually got that arrow animation in there now too. That's
How about
awesome.
it? Yeah, isn't that awesome?
Okay.
That's our.
So now I am confused. The thing was glowing red at the end there.
Mm.
Did it skip its turn? Is that why?
No, I think it was because
'cause it
we
was-
exhausted it by attacking.
Okay.
So that's why it hadn't attacked yet, and that's why
Okay.
that was still showing like that.
Ah.
What do you want to do here?
Let's see. Yeah, I think probably Gimli needs that, huh?
Mm-hmm.
We could give Gimli a shield too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll have to do that. Well, our horses got scared again.
Oh, we still got enough for that shield.
Yep, just enough. Here we go. Let's put him on Gimli there. And we can end the adventuring phase then.
I'm with you, Engage. I root for Sauron too.
Have him finish off the bear.
Oh man, this is getting right down there with hit points.
Yeah, I think we're
Oh,
gonna
but
make
Aragorn
it.
can do it.
Yep, that's it.
There it is.
So we lost some horses on the way, but we made it through the quest, right?
Yeah.
That's all right.
I wasn't sure we were gonna do it when we got to that last stage with only our 3 heroes and like 6 enemies out there.
Yeah, we did all right there. All right. Well, that's quest 3, Caleb. That
was fun.
One of my favorite things about that quest is how it develops and the different branching paths and kind of how digital allows for that. I mean, there was a lot of that in the tabletop game too, where you end up in different locations depending on what you do.
It was definitely something we tried to do in the tabletop game. Of course, the drawback there is that anytime you switch environments, from like a forest to underground or something like that, you have this long pause where you have to manually change out the encounter deck so that you get rid of all the forest locations and trade them with cave locations.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a huge advantage in the digital sphere that we can do that at just the snap of your fingers as long as it takes.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that. It gives us more flexibility for how we design quests. If we want them to go in and out from exterior to interior and back again, we can do that very easily.
Yeah, so for people who maybe didn't play so much of the tabletop game, can you talk a little bit about what questing brings to the table in terms of this versus other card games that might not have that kind of a feature? Like, what exactly is the design space when you have things that are outside of combat that you have to do within the game as a player?
Sure. Yeah. Well, I really like you see right there on all of your characters have both willpower and attack.
Mm-hmm.
So right away, it's not just attack and hit points. It's not just about this guy can do a lot of damage. Some people might not do very much damage at all. They might even have 0 attack, but they might have more willpower, and so they're very specialized at questing. Whereas other characters might be good at both, and so it becomes a decision of what you're going to do with each character each turn. Are they going to be used? Even a character with 0 attack can be used in combat to attack an enemy to exhaust it so that it can't attack someone else.
Yeah.
So right away, every character has at least 2 choices for what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's not always just attack. It's a choice of, do I want to deal with this enemy right now, or do I want to deal with this objective? So that right there for me makes it more interesting, because in my experience, like, good games are about having meaningful choices.
Yeah.
And so we sort of double your meaningful choices in that. As far as like questing though, I think it's great that our game is really thematic and story driven, that you can play and get the full experience solitaire even. I think that right away sets us apart. That's probably the thing I was most excited about, having a fully realized solitaire or co-op story driven game.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything quite like that yet.
Yeah, totally.
Especially in the deck building collectible card game arena.
And so that's something we brought over for the digital for sure too,
Yeah.
I think, and that's exciting. Is there anything specifically that you'd like to talk about, Caleb?
Oh, let's see if the people got questions.
Yeah,
out
if you guys
there.
have questions, go ahead and shoot them off to Caleb here. I'm going to keep on working with this camera and trying to get it readjusted because we're still having a little bit of focus troubles, it looks like. That's all right, though. Too much movement.
There was like a million questions while we were playing.
Yeah.
And now that we're at the now we're at the Q&A part.
Yeah.
You guys still there?
So yeah, I mean, I absolutely love this map, and it kind of even speaks to some of the possibilities of things that we'll be able to do in the future too. These different kinds of adventures that you'll take, not necessarily in these same locations, but throughout the entire world of Middle Earth. You know.
Yeah, the map is a big deal for me. This is something I've wanted ever since I started FFG, and for people that don't know, this map was actually illustrated in house by Ryan Thompson. He's in our media team, and he spent like a week putting this together. So there's like a ton of detail. Like, can you do that thing where you click on it and it zooms in?
Yep.
I absolutely love that. That's like a dream come true right there, right? This was a concept meeting that we had more than a year ago where we discussed like this screen and how there was going to be a big map of Middle Earth, and then you would zoom into the area that you want to see. And if you guys look close now, like suddenly there are details on this map that you couldn't see at the larger screen. So that for me, being a Tolkien fan and loving that map, that's just huge. And yeah, it hints at like, look at all the places we can go in this game. And there's a lot you can get out of every one of these like tiny areas.
For people asking about that last starting spirit card that we haven't seen yet, that will be shown on the next broadcast, not next week, but the week after. We're currently working on finalizing the functionality of that card, so not quite ready to show yet. But yeah, it's just the last card that'll be rounding out the Spirit Sphere in the core set. But we'll be ready to show it pretty soon here.
And we have questions, and Caleb goes on a tangent.
Media.
No, I was already on the tangent before you started asking questions. Be fair now. All right, so here...
people were asking about Sauron's decks, if they're going to be 30 cards or if those will vary. What do you think about that?
Those can vary.
I've moved our
Those
frame.
those will be dependent on the quest. So whatever the quest needs, that is what Sauron's deck will have. So for the people that are trolling me in the comments, it'll be a 10-card deck. They'll all be enemies with 0 cost and just murderous death. I mean,
All 0 cost Warg Riders, right? Or Chieftains. For people asking, if you click Sauron's deck, you are able to take a look at the cards that you've already encountered from that adventure. So it'll show some of the things that you've seen from Sauron's deck. So it kind of gives you an
is that
idea
something
when
we
you're
can do
building.
yet? Like, can you click on it?
I believe we can. Yeah, so we haven't, as you can see, we haven't encountered everything because we just went through that third location and some of those cards weren't there that we saw. But if I click on there, I can take a look at some of the cards that Sauron has in his deck and get an idea of what I'm going to be playing against. And like I said, that's only unlocked after I've successfully completed the quest. So
I like that feature.
yeah, I like that.
There was a
lot, too.
question, I want to catch it before it scrolls out of here. Bunsen asked, can you scroll up a little bit? It was like,
Yeah,
what about the small text boxes?
Oh yeah,
Is that
limiting effects of cards.
Yeah, and so this is already a reality in the tabletop game, that we are limited by the text box, and so we've gotten very good at what I like to call writing haikus for card effects, where you just find like the shortest, simplest way to say something. But yeah, you'll notice here they're even a little bit smaller, and again, that just has to do with the real estate on the screen and the difference between a digital game and a tabletop. So it is going to affect card design, but it can only affect it, I think, in a good way, because this is meant to be a more simplified, more streamlined. You know, the playtime is meant to be quicker. The effects are meant to be a little bit easier to digest. So they really go hand in hand, the smaller text box size with the simpler effects. But I don't think people should mistake that to mean that everything's going to be like, you know, like all this does is give plus attack, or all this does is draw you a card. Like, there's still a lot of room within that to explore some really exciting effects. Keywords is a great example for that. in a tabletop game, we try not to get carried away with keywords because it's something you have to flip back to the rule book if you can't remember what it does. But here, we can put a keyword on something, and it could have a whole paragraph of meaning behind it that you don't need to remember because it just does what it does when you play it. So that's one way that we can approach the digital game with some really interesting effects, but without adding too much text to the card.
Yeah, absolutely. Some people were asking about that Sauron's deck builder. If you can take a look at it outside of just the quests, that will be something that you can do within the game's deck builder, not within this menu. So when you jump in here, it'll be specific to the quest, but once you jump into the deck builder, it will not. It'll be more universal of what you've seen from Sauron.
So now the questions and comments are coming fast and furious. Can we scroll up a little bit again? Because I'm worried I missed some.
People who are asking about flavor text, that's something that exists in the deck builder as well.
That's good.
Yeah. What about milling out Sauron? That's something that.
So no, actually, like he can go through his deck and he'll just shuffle up and keep drawing.
Yeah.
It's not like that is of course that's open design space for the future. Like there were tabletop games where milling the encounter deck was part of the strategy of how to win. So looking for alternate win-loss conditions is something we can explore in this game too.
People who are asking about Sauron getting more resources for co-op, yeah, the numbers are tweaked and balanced for co-op, and things are a little bit different. So that is something that we are definitely thinking about. What about this? What about this question? This is super interesting. Are there mechanics or functions of the tabletop game that you didn't want to use in the digital game, like something specifically?
Oh, interesting. My immediate reaction is no, like just because I feel like it implies that there's some part of the tabletop game that I'm not a fan of. I'm a fan of everything about the tabletop game, even things that people sometimes criticize as weaknesses, like the fact that you can only have one active location. That I'm still a fan. I came to the game as a fan. In case there's anyone out there doesn't know, I was playing the game before I got hired, and it was already like my favorite card game. So the changes that we made were not because it was like, oh, I really dislike this part of the tabletop and I can't wait to get rid of it. All the changes that we made were honestly more about how can we take what works in the tabletop and translate it appropriately for the digital. All the changes we made were just about what makes the most sense in a digital game. Yeah,
the conversations to me seem to center more around what's in the spirit of this game rather than what's the letter of the law. Rollin, I see you're asking about of online events for the game. I think we'd be jumping the gun a little bit if we were to discuss that yet, but that is definitely something that we would be interested in thinking about for the future. What else could we talk about here?
I just want to say hi to True. Wow, I just hit that corner. Like,
banged our mic there. Sorry, folks.
True Lozor. I'm not saying that right, but thank you. I hope you get the chance to design games. That wasn't something I set out to do. It just kind of worked out that way, and it's a lot of fun. So best of luck to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Well, we are over an hour at this point. Caleb, can you believe it? It's been over an hour that we've been streaming.
Well, everyone in the stream knows I can just talk forever. you cut us off when it's time. Have we answered all the questions people got? Maybe we should do like a last call.
Yeah, let's do a last call real quick here. Let's see.
We'll be online events for this game. I think it's a great idea. Unfortunately, there's a lot of questions people have that we just can't answer this time.
Yeah, totally.
But one of the things that I want to stress is get involved in that early access and give us your feedback and let us know, because those are all things like we want to make a game that you guys love. So if you have ideas like that, I'm pretty sure we're really open to hearing them.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you talk a little bit about the reception of this game and how it's been seeing fans kind of be excited for this digital version of this game?
Yeah, well, I mean, first of all, I can speak of myself as a fan that I'm thrilled. I love the idea that I can just log on and play anytime late at night when I want to scratch that gaming itch, and it's, there's no one else around. It's too late, So I'm really excited for that, and what I've seen, in the different Lord of the Rings forums and Discords and so forth, is I've seen people really coming around to like get excited about the idea that in a lot of ways this is kind of like the 2.0 that some people were kind of looking for.
Sure.
But my favorite part about it is that it does not interrupt or cancel out the first edition.
Yeah, absolutely. And to me, it feels like it. What I'm really hoping is that this brings some people who maybe didn't try out the tabletop game. It kind of inspires them to try that as well. I want these communities to be concurrent and keep on working together. And I love that that's something that we can do.
Yeah, I think it's all upside. Like just the fact that it, once we get out of that early access period and it goes, to the full release, it will be free to play, so you can try it with no risk.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that's great. I think what you just saw there, you saw the starter deck. The starter deck's a lot of fun to play. You can even mix it up by trading out one of those heroes for Frodo and playing with more spirit cards. So you already have some real customization options from the beginning. And then you saw also the first time you're defeating a quest, you're earning Valor. You can use the Valor to unlock more quests and buy cards.
Or Valor cards even.
Yeah,
too,
I don't mean to turn this into a commercial. I'm just saying, like, I'm excited about all of this because if you're interested, there's no risk.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can just start playing, and then if you get really into it and there's a hero pack you want, it's not like we're asking a lot for it.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining us, Caleb. It was great having you on.
Yeah, thanks for having me here.
Yeah, and thanks everybody in the chat. Thanks for joining us today. Thank you for throwing out questions, and thank you for bearing with us as we dealt with some of those technical difficulties. But I'm really glad that we got to have you on here. As always, guys, you can find us on Twitter at FFI_games. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/FFI games. Excuse me, no underscore. You can find us here on Twitch TV/FFI games, or you can join us on the Steam community where we got some people already talking about the game. So have a great holiday, folks, and we will see you in the new year as we won't be streaming next week. So, yeah.
All right, thanks for having me. Thanks for coming, guys.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Caleb. Bye, everyone.